what's going on with the sandalwood now is changing. So rather than put $20, $30 million into a project that's not going to hit the streets for another 2 years, we pivoted to this and actually said, okay, what can we do to preserve what's here? So what we're doing is taking the sandalwood. There's 47 units here now. You've got the first floor, which has a heated pool in the middle. You've got the second floor and you've got a third floor. So we got 3 floors of units. There's 47 units in this whole project right now. We have some efficiencies, some 1 bedroom, 1 bath, some 2 bedroom, 2 baths. Today we're closing the last of the 47 units. So we now have closed on every single one of these, and the LLC controls 100% of the building, 100% of the condo units, completely controlled under this new LLC, which was planning to tear it all down and start fresh. So this is the typical 1 bedroom, 1 bath. Ooh, we got some sexy shoes right there on the floor. So what we're trying to figure out here is how we're going to fix this up. We're going to put what kind of kitchens are we going to do, what kind of base, what kind of crown molding. This thing's just awesome. Only real estate people would look at this and say, this is just awesome. What I was thinking, I was looking at the efficiencies here. Couple things pop first thing into mind. Sliders. If you took these out anyway, right, and turn these into total sliders, look how the layouts change completely in here. You get rid of these doors. You shift the whole TV entertainment wall over here, and you just have a slider. I think you'd save some money in the long run because you just have a bigger hole and fill the doors. You have to do beach talk today with Dad. You can drive down any street USA right now, and you've got to look and say something's wrong. When you can drive down a street and see Aardvark Realty, Banana Realty, Scooby-Doo Realty, this realty, that realty, all the way down the street, you got to say, what in the world?
And you don't see really any dominant,
Very rarely
players.
do you see more than 2 or 3 signs by anybody anywhere, which
is a huge change over the years.
And a huge opportunity too, but it also shows you the commoditization effect of what's happened in this industry. Because if Joe Seller is thinking about selling his house and he sees no difference between Banana Realty, Aardvark Realty, Susie Smith, and Joe, right? But Joe will do it for 2.5% and Susie will do it for 1.5% plus wash your car, right? You're going to pick Susie because you think it's the same thing.
Well,
So
what
it's
else
the
could it
commoditization.
be? If there's a whole bunch of signs and they're all different people, what could be the mediating factor there other than price?
I was having this conversation with an agent in a coaching session today. You either compete on value or compete on price, right? That's just the way that it is. If you even have to say, I will do this for this, you're dead, right? You're dead because that you don't have any value at all. If you're competing on the value, you're competing on price. So when you go to the best mechanic, you don't really haggle. Right, because you know he's the best. You had to get a specialist to work on your machine, and you just know he's going to charge you what he charges you, but you know it's going to be done right. right? So that's the issue. So the agent was, should I go in and maybe talk about a concession if we sell it at a certain time frame or anything? I said no, right? Because you don't have to, because you provide the value that's worth more than the money that's being paid. This specific town that we're in, Madeira Beach, has, and I live here, I'm allowed to say this, it's been kind of the redneck Riviera of the beaches. And it's an old fishing village, and which has its really cute quaintness, but it's also at the same time has a lot of things that it's lacking. And so what's happening with all these projects that are going in, as you're taking these properties that are, renting out for $600 a month and those type of places, and you're putting places in there that are renting out for $600 a day, right? So you're just starting to see a transition in town of just a whole different feeling. So we've got 2 new projects that we've taken on that I'm going to drive you guys by right now. One is called Madeira Del Mar, which is awesome, and we've got 4 sales in the last week, and we just started this thing, the sales this week, and so we have 4 out of the 13 sold already. We haven't really done much marketing except to our internal sales force with our team, but it is permitted, it is site plan approved with the city, so we're ready to rock and roll. We're down to about 6 houses here, and those are all gone. So what's going to go in its place is a beautiful project called Madeira Del Mar. And so what this is going to be is garage underneath. We've got first floor, second floor, third floor, which third floor is really the 4th floor. And right on the other side of those houses is Boca Ciega Bay. So these guys up on the top floor are going to be looking out towards the Gulf on this direction and out over the bay on this direction. This is not on the water, but it's great. So 3-bedroom, 3-bath units, able to be short-term rented, or you can live in it. That's a niche that's never been done. You can either have short-term rentals like Madeira Bay, where you can never live there, or you can have a condo where you can't really short-term rent. So we were able to figure out a nice niche here from a permitting process development to allow you to either homestead it and live here, or rent it out short-term. So you can do both, which gives you flexibility for whatever changes in the markets come. So this is pretty cool, 1,500, 1,800 square feet, and 4 sold in the last week. I think we'll hit the velocity, 50% sold probably in the next week, and be able to start breaking ground. This is permits ready to be picked up, so once we know we're good and we get the condo docs finished, then we'll be going solid on this one. What's kind of fun is all the projects that we're doing right now, they're completely different markets. You've got Madeira Bay, which we're gonna head to in a second. You've got the harbor. So this one here is in the $500,000 price points, $489 to $599 for very large units, 1,500 to 1,800 square feet, not even on the water. So this is for your, I want a large unit buyer, and they don't care about the water or being beachfront. They want space, a nice resort style pool, and a cool friendly family place, little owner's lounge, and it's going to be totally different. Then right around the corner is the harbor, where we have 14, probably 15 today sold out of the 38 now. And so we're just a couple units away from being able to go vertical on that building as well. And that's a full-time residence. People are buying that one to really live there, which is kind of great. But they're totally different buyers. So we're very careful not to take on projects or start projects. Obviously they're going to cannibalize each other. So we've got a totally different target for Madeira Bay, totally different target for Harbor, totally different target for Del Mar, totally different harbor for John's Pass Resort, totally different for the hammocks, and totally different from the schooner. So we've got 6 projects all within a mile of each other. Totally different demographics, totally different buyer, and it takes a lot of thought in the beginning to kind of just structure these projects to make sure that we're doing the best thing for all the partners and the developers and the people that we serve. Some of which we're doing our own, some of which we're doing it with partners, and some of which we're just doing the marketing for. So we kind of run the spectrum, so it takes a lot of strategy.